looking for something, anything to possibly get this man off, and you just had to hire the homie. Welcome to Street Politics with me, Reese Waters. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for future editions. I use this space to reveal some of the unspoken truths, hypocrisy, and hilarity I see from Capitol Hill. Mostly laugh, because that's the best way to keep from crying. Now, speaking of laughing, I couldn't help but notice this hilarious moment after Trump defeated Nikki Haley in the New Hampshire primary.
I find in life you can't let people get away with bullshit, okay? You can't. You just can't do that. And when I watched her in the fancy dress that probably wasn't so fancy come up, I said, what's she doing? We won. And she did the same thing last week, but he was much more angry about it than I was. I said, get up there and you let him know. We are going to win this. We have no choice. If we don't win, I think our country is finished.
Oh, misogyny is hilarious. You never change, Trump. It's like you don't have to go to court every week to deal with assaulting E. Jean Carroll. But wait, who is that laughing behind him? Is that Tim Scott and Vivek Ramaswamy? Wasn't y'all just in the race? What y'all laughing at? Out here looking like the fan mocking Cam Newton's career who never made varsity in junior high. Y'all know I don't rock with Nikki Haley at all. She's the first and only two-time Racist of the Week winner, but I ain't about to sit here and let y'all have jokes. That's for me to do. Let's talk about you for a second. Your campaign showed up to New Hampshire, Vivek, looked at the competition and decided y'all didn't even want to play. Out here forfeiting games like Donald Sterling's Clippers. Besides, Vivek, wasn't this you?
You want to save Trump, you vote for me. I'm telling you that. You vote for Trump. You're sending him. No, but you're sending him to his own demise. You're falling into the trap that not only a country's falling in, that he's falling. You want to save Trump, you vote for me. I need your support at the Iowa caucus.
That's a good argument. That's a good argument.
It's not an argument, it's the truth. Do the right thing for him and for this country. That's what I'm asking you for.
I will consider.
Thank you.
That's the first time
for
I've
this
ever
country.
said that, by the way. Because the others...
No, forget that. But that's the truth. And I think you know it.
It's also about Trump.
But this is,
about
yes,
America.
yes, this is the truth, and what I just told you, I think you know that in your heart to be true. Do the right thing on Monday. That's what I'm asking you for. Thank you.
Caught with your hand in the voting jar, and then your daddy had to come home and whoop that ass. Now that is comedy. Now look at you. You really are a farmer, bro, because that is the only thing to change your mood that quickly. But the one thing I can say for you, Vivek, is at least I remember you were in the race, Tim Scott. Tim Scott turned on the one person who nominated him for the Senate. And the only people surprised that Tim Scott showed no loyalty have not been following Tim Scott. You cannot expect loyalty from a black man who turned on black people decades ago. That's like expecting an honest 40 time from Cat Williams. Yeah, that's right, Cat, I said it. We know the basketball court is only 30 yards long. What's that? What's that? Tim Scott wanted to say a few words? Okay, let's hear it.
Did you ever think that she actually appointed you, Tim? And think of it, appointed, and you're the senator of his state, and she endorsed me. You must really hate her. No, it's a shame. It's a shame. Uh-oh.
I just love you.
No, that's why he's a great politician. That's why he's a great politician. So this is a great evening.
In public, your dignity is turning over in its grave right now, wondering why it's been there your whole life. Man, didn't you just get engaged? What is Mindy supposed to think? You finally decided to come out the closet and get married, and now you're professing love to another man in public. Can we unclaim a black man more than once? Can he be double unclaimed? Like he can't come to the picnic. He can't know where the picnic is or when it starts. He can't even throw a picnic of his own. Like no barbecue for him for the rest of his life. And speaking of claiming black people, Fani Willis, let me holler at you real quick. Girl, what is you doing? The Fulton County District Attorney, who gained national attention for pursuing criminal charges against Donald Trump in Georgia for trying to overturn the 2020 election, now finds herself entangled in a scandal that threatens the entire case. And before I even get to what happened, how you gonna come to this situation incorrect? I mean, you trying to bring down a president. You got people all excited thinking finally Trump might be held to account. Not me, mind you. I am not one of those people. I have seen far too many credible allegations and in some cases, even convictions with little to no effect on his public profile or his financial profile. And apparently his political prospects. Everything seems to just bounce off this man. So I'm not one of those people. But those people do exist. You got people all excited thinking somebody's finally going to hold Trump accountable, and you out here living foul of all the times, of all the situations. Now, Willis is facing allegations of an office romance between she and prosecutor Nathan Wade. The motion filed by defendant Michael Roman seeks the disqualification of Willis and Wade, claiming that they were romantically involved, and Wade used earnings from the case for personal vacations and cast doubt on the motivations behind selecting Wade for the case. Now, let he or she who has not got Bey a job cast the first stone. We've all had our nose open before. But you get Bey a job working security. You get Bey a job working at Panera Bread, not as lead prosecutor to take down the president. What part of that was like, let me do my mans a favor? Oh, he's good. He just needed an opportunity. Well, now he probably not going to get it because you both about to be thrown off the case. And how come it's always the boyfriend or girlfriend talk about all they needed was an opportunity? How come nobody else saw this talent? Huh? You the only one. You the only one, and you happen to have seen this talent. It might not have something to do with another talent they might have, huh? Because everybody else who's not being blessed with that other talent can't see this talent. And by the way, you out here spending money on vacations and whatnot, I'm pretty sure you're not broke. You couldn't have put that money to the side and wait for this whole thing to blow over. And what you doing taking vacations anyway? You use that tax money to get Bey on the case to keep him close. Where y'all need to go? Y'all both making money on the taxpayer's dime, spending time together. Where y'all going? I don't understand what the need for a vacation even is. What is the point of getting your man's a job or your girl's a job when you just gonna blow the money going on vacation? Y'all could have did that without the impropriety. Now, in response to the claims, Willis addressed the congregation at Big Bethel AME Church in Atlanta, framing the allegations as racially motivated attacks. Here's what she had to say.
God, you forgot to mention that my life and the life of my family would be threatened so regularly. I now think it's not normal if I don't have 2 death threats a week. God, you did not tell me that people would call me the N-word more than they call me Fani. You did not tell me as a woman of color, it would not matter what I did. My motive, my talent, my ability, and my character would be constantly attacked.
No. Do black women get the raw end of the deal? Absolutely. Do white people get away with this kind of impropriety all the time? Absolutely. Do they get their boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, son, cousin, third nephew, twice removed a job? All the time. You know what the difference is? They're not trying to take a president down. If you're trying to take a president down, your house need to be in order. You can't just compare yourself to what happens to other people who work in jobs that aren't in the public sphere. What you doing? You are dealing with people who want to reelect this man after January 6th. You think they're not going to use this? You think they're not looking for something, anything to possibly get this man off, and you just had to hire the homie. You remember when you had company and your mom used to say, hey, you better be on your best behavior. You better be on your best behavior. I know you don't normally act like this. I know you don't normally dress like this. I got company coming over. I got to make sure that, don't embarrass me in front of these people now. Don't you embarrass me. That is the energy that you need to have when you're prosecuting a president. You see what she did? And she also evaded all the key factual questions about all the allegations. Didn't address that at all. You just gonna get up here and not address what was alleged? Oh, I get it, because you don't want to be unprofessional and discuss a case outside the courtroom, right? Okay, well, let's bring Nathan Wade on in here and see if that'll loosen your lips up. Then you might be able to talk. Or we got to go to the crib? We got to go to the crib and then you'll feel comfortable talking in front of Nathan? This lack of transparency harms her constituents' trust, harms everybody's trust, and raises a lot of questions about her professional judgment. The judge overseeing the case may need to take measures to clarify the facts through evidentiary hearings if Willis continues to avoid addressing the allegations directly. Now, the judge has also instructed Willis to respond to the allegations by February 2nd, with a hearing scheduled for February 15th. However, Willis's handling of the situation has many supporters opting for silence. Yeah, that is how bad the church thing was. They prefer silence. And these are your supporters. Now, the legal term for this situation is a mess, and Willis's response has only exacerbated the situation. While the allegations are far from straightforward, the basic claim is that Willis and Wade may have been involved romantically, leading to potential conflicts of interest and financial improprieties. This suggests that the prosecution team has profited significantly from the case, raising questions about ethical considerations. Now, one crucial point to consider is that ethically, a romantic relationship between Willis and Wade is not inherently improper. However, the issue arises when it provides a plausible motive for the more serious allegations, such as the selection of an underqualified prosecutor for personal gain. And while it remains unclear whether or not these allegations hold true, Willis's handling of the controversy, let's just say, raises some significant concerns. Even the appearance of a conflict of interest can undermine public confidence in the case's outcome. The best practice for prosecutors facing such allegations is transparency, addressing the issues promptly and directly. And that is to say, unless you have absolutely nothing that's not damning to say in response to the allegations. Basically, you had people that were ready to not believe the sky is blue and water is wet when it comes to Trump, and you just gave them a reason not to. Thanks, Fani. The potential fallout for Trump hinges on the judge's assessment of the facts and relevant legal and ethical considerations. If the allegations prove true, Willis's office may be disqualified from handling the prosecution, potentially reassigning the case to another prosecutor in the state. And how's that gonna go? How's that go? Hey, anybody want the case prosecuting the former president whose vows a vendetta against anybody who tries to stand against him, and also was already being given away because Fani Willis had to give her boo-boo the job? Anybody? Who want Fani Willis' case? Anybody? Who out here? They gonna have to auction that case off at Old Country Buffet. Now, as the controversy unfolds, Willis is urged to address the allegations openly and promptly to maintain public trust and ensure a fair legal process. Oh, wait, there's more. Just last week, President Trump's lead attorney, Steve Sadow, accused Willis of attempting to foment racial animus. This was his statement. Quote, "The motion filed today on behalf of President Trump seeks to hold District Attorney Willis legally accountable both for the misconduct alleged in a motion filed by Mr. Roman, as well as her extrajudicial public statements falsely and intentionally injecting race into this case. Her attempt to foment racial animus and prejudice against the defendants in order to divert and deflect attention away from her alleged improprieties calls out for the sanctions of dismissal and disqualification." You did this because you just had to get Bay a job, even though none of what you did or none of what's been alleged you did had to do with race. You just had to bring black people into it for what? For what? None of the historical trauma that we have suffered had nothing to do Would you offer him a job laying pillow side? Nothing. But thank you. You just gave them a reason to feel like they're racially aggrieved. Well done. Oh, wait, what's that? The guy from Dilbert weighed in on the Texas border situation? He said men live in a continual state of violence. That's crazy. Okay, I guess that's next. Keep it locked here to the Reese Waters channel. I will be here with your street politics every single week. And don't forget to like the video.